2023 Mitsubishi Outlander SE 2.5 engine swap. I made this video because there are no videos on Mitsubishi Outlander engine removal. I haven't found any. If you know of any, feel free to post the links. Maybe it'll help somebody else. But I just didn't feel like pulling the engine and transmission at the same time. It's just pull 2 CV shafts and all that jazz, and all the wiring harness had to be pulled out and moved away, and I didn't feel like doing it. And I'm going to attempt to pull this motor leaving the transmission. I'll show you how to do that, how I'm going to do that later. But there's a hole right here that you can line up that pulley bolt with that hole by loosening the motor mount and jacking up the engine to line up with it, and then you can pull that out and you get that pulley out of the way. I don't know if I have to pull the water pump yet, but I will find out soon enough. And take off the alternator and the compressor and just hang it. One thing you'll note is there are slots in these right here. This one you can get all the way out. That's not a problem for the alternator. But this one you can't get all the way out. Don't worry about it. There's a slot, so you just pull the alternator back. It's pretty difficult to get the bolts from the alternator. You can only swing the ratchet a tiny bit, but you'll get it. And disconnect the exhaust. Just unbolt it from here, set it back. Don't forget this. And unbolt it from there. And as you can see, there is plenty of room. No problem. And I found to get the CV shaft out, it was just easier to pull this A-frame out of the way than it was to pull this bolt or that bolt to get the CV shaft out. Just leave it in, kick it out of the way, and unbolt it from that bracket right there. Make sure the bracket is above the shaft, and of course plug the hole in the transmission. And don't forget to take off the crank bolt. Use a 19mm socket. Put the impact gun on max and just let her rip. It's going to take a while. And this is how I'm going to hold the transmission up so it doesn't fall down. The strap hooked into this hole, all across, wrapped it around that. Seems pretty solid. While you're doing this job and you do it with this method, do not try to jack up the transmission. Just use the strap and a pry bar. Do not jack it up, because you will move it too much and your wood might come out from under the transmission and you're just going to cause a mess. You don't want that. See this piece of metal right here? That keeps the torque converter from coming out when you pull the engine. Very, very important. All these Ford type torque converters, you need one of these. You can make it yourself. And then I stuffed a soda bottle in there in the starter hole to keep it from moving around. And I tied it back to a hole in the transmission right there. This is the special Ford transmission tool that I made to pull engines from Fords or transmissions from Fords, so the torque converter can stay with the transmission. So this works also on any transmission that has a Ford style torque converter with the bolts coming out of it. So you just lock it in, and I use this piece of wire right here to tie it to the transmission. Pretty simple, just a flat piece of steel, bend it, stick it in there. I just made this in 2 seconds. It's a copy of this, just a basic construction strapping. Pretty thick metal. Easy. And the chain attaching points. I pulled this bolt out of the timing cover, put a chain through it. And over here I just used, you can do the same thing over here, just use a longer bolt than this right here. But I have old engine picking hole eyes from the several hundred engine swaps I've done. And so you see, it is possible to remove the engine to the top of the car. You just gotta wedge that a little bit and adjust that a little bit. But yeah, it fits. It's tight, but it fits. All right, so you see we've pulled off the water pump, the belt adjuster, and the crank bolt. These are the wires you have to get disconnected on the front of the motor. They're kind of these are a pain. I just used a screwdriver, unhooked them. Putting it back on, well, that might be a little bit of a trick, but otherwise, it came out. It's a lot better than all that wiring and the whole front end and everything else. And all I had to do is see everything's still connected here. So all I have to do is hook that A-frame back up. And it's out. Again, it was pretty tight, but doable. If you do pull the A-frames, instead of disconnecting all the crap to pull the CV shaft out of the transmission, get yourself a spud wrench to line the back side of the lower control arm back into the frame. Another note, when I put the engine back in, I put it in with the belt adjuster and the water pump installed in the engine. It was a little bit tighter, but I would say go ahead and take those things off when you pull it. It just makes it a lot easier to get it out. Going back in, it's a bit tight, but it'll go. Here's the year of the vehicle. 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander SE 2.5. It's all back in, just got a battery and put the fluids in and we can fire it up. It's running. When removing a hood, never use the prop rod, because the hood wants to go whatever direction, whatever side the prop rod is on, the hood will fly off the other direction. Use a hood prop stick. And also, protect the corners. This is a thick foam rubber mat in a plastic bag, so that way it doesn't puncture through it and still hit the blade metal. So put one of those on every corner.